everyone, and welcome to Moody Talk number 4, the final Moody Talk for this month. And this month we are focusing on jealousy. So if you hadn't had a chance to go back and watch the other ones, I go through a lot of the basics that I usually do every month for each emotion. But this month, a lot of my attention has been put towards interpersonal, communication between the person who is feeling that jealousy and the person that they're feeling that jealousy about. Okay, so the relationship between those two people. The reason I think that interpersonal communication is one of the best ways to cope with jealousy is because, of course, we don't want to admit that we're jealous. Of course, we don't want to admit we're feeling that way. And, jealousy makes you feel as though you're not coping well, or, why should you feel jealous about something? But we do. We all do, because we're all human. And at some point in our lives, we feel jealousy. Okay. So this week, I'm going to finish this whole thing off with the whole interpersonal communication effectiveness. Okay. And in DBT, they choose 3 different ways that you can be effective in your communication with another person. So let's jump into it. So interpersonal effectiveness for jealousy. Okay. First of all, there's the objectives effectiveness. Getting what you want from another person. Because ultimately, isn't that the end result, is that we want to get what we want. And, we need to figure out how we're going to do that without disturbing the peace, I guess you would say. Or disturbing the peace, but figuring out how to make it better in the end after this has all been talked about. Okay, so resolving conflict. What results or changes do you want from the interaction? Okay, so let's say you're talking about you're jealous because your best friend has been spending a lot of time with another person, and you're getting a little bit nervous about, you're maybe losing a little time with them because they're spending more time with another person. Natural. It's natural to feel jealous in that sense, right? So instead of hiding that, it's better to talk with your friend and be like, hey, you're spending a lot of time with this person. And, I feel like maybe can we spend a little time together so that, I'm feeling a little like left out. Is there a way that maybe, this maybe new relationship, I might be able to come and hang out every once in a while or something like that? Or, just trying to find the best fit for the situation. So what do you want to change? And what do you want from the interaction? So you're talking to them and you're like, okay, you spill it out. You're like, you know what, I'm feeling left out. What do you want in the end for that person to say? Do you want the person to say, well, yes, now spend more time with me? Okay. And is that really what you can get, right? And what do you want to change? Just letting the person know that you're feeling this way is a great way to just change it, to change so that they understand what might be happening in your mind. They love you. They're your best friend. They want you to be happy too. So giving them that information helps them to understand that maybe you're feeling as though you're being left out from something. Okay? Saying no definitively. What do you have to do to get this result? So this is in terms of, somebody's been asking a lot of you, and, you feel as though you're in need of stepping back and away from it and saying, well, no, I don't need this right now. No, I don't want to do that right now. That's just a part of, the objectives of effectiveness of things. Okay. So, this is more along the lines of what I'm talking about with jealousy, but I also wanted to bring up that, communication of also saying no to people is extremely important. Okay, always remember you can say no. There we go. Next, we've got relationship effectiveness. So keeping and improving the relationship with the person you're with. Okay, so balancing goals. How can you get the results you want while keeping the relationship positive? Let's go back to the best friend thing. So you guys are talking and your friend's like, well, you know what? You really don't have that much in common with this other person. And, I'm hanging out with them because they like things that, you may not actually really like. So they're telling you this so that you understand. So you're balancing the goal of, okay, well, she said or he said that, this reason is why I'm spending more time with this other person. Okay. So how do you keep the relationship positive? You have to come back and be like, okay, that's understandable. I get it. You like this thing and I don't necessarily really like to do it, right? So you're understanding each other and your goals are being balanced together. Your friend is saying, I spend time with this other person because they like something I really like and you don't like it. And you're saying, you're not spending the time with me that you used to. You guys are talking, you're communicating, you're telling each other what you both want and what your goals are with the two different relationships that this person might have, right? What do you need to give to keep the relationship solid? Well, this is when you pull on your big girl, big boy pants and you say, okay, so you're giving more time to this person and I understand it and I'm taking that information in. I may still feel that jealousy, but I have to give you that time and energy to put with your other friends so that you can do the things that you both like to do, right? Makes sense? Okay, and then self-respect effectiveness. This one is the most important for me. I tend to, in the end, tell people, okay, and do the things that they want without me getting what I wanted out of it, or, maybe that wasn't how I really feel about something, or, like one of these is like maybe they do something with this other person that you don't necessarily like or don't feel is a part of your moral capacity or something like that. You know what I mean? Okay. Keeping or improving how you feel about yourself in relationships is so incredibly important. How do you want to feel about yourself at the end of the interaction when you're talking with this person about, like your jealousy? Okay. So you really want to, in the end, feel good about the way that you've reacted or the way you're feeling by the end of it, that you're not taking away from yourself. You're not, making it seem as though, you need to back down or stop or start doing something that you don't normally do or do. Okay. I know it sounds kind of kludgy. Self-respect, especially in this jealousy emotion, is very, very important. You have to understand communicating with someone, giving and taking, but not giving something that you feel really, really strongly about. Okay? We'll bring in the friend thing again. You're not doing things with this friend because the other person does it with them. You don't like to do it, you don't want to do it, but you're doing it because the other person does. And you don't want your time taken away from you with your best friend, right? So I think with the emotion of jealousy, it's really important that communicating with that person that is at the head of that emotion, in this situation, your best friend, okay? It's remembering that you both have wants and needs, and it's okay to talk about them and figure out what might work better between the two of you. And that's without harming the relationship or harming your own self-esteem, right? Okay, so I hope that this was helpful. And as always, the worksheets are on my website, mymoodymonster.com. And, if you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments below. And if you have questions, I'd be more than happy to talk more about them. And, we can discuss a little bit more about jealousy if you like. So that's it. This is the last week of February, which is Jealousy Month. And I will see you guys next month with a new emotion. I haven't chosen it yet. Still thinking about it. And I'll let you guys know. Have a good rest of the month. Bye.